right, here's what we're making today, guys. I'm going to put it on for you. The Brunella by Shambala. So you have a flap in the front. You have some buckle detail in the front. Huge pocket in the front. You have grab handles that are just really that, and they fold down because I chose the option of the square rings. And then in the back, you have a huge zipper pocket, the full width of the bag. I did piping on the sides. I did purse feet on the bottom. And then on the inside, you have a zipper placket, and you have a full 2 slip pockets. One's a pen pocket, and then a huge zipper pocket on the inside. And just tons of room. It's a good sized bag. So I would be prepared. It's a long cutout and a long sew. It took me 2 hours to cut it out and prep all the pieces. And then to sew it, you'll see in the video I did some speeding up. But to sew it, it's probably a good 4 hours. Mainly because of these, this front took a while to make. It's not, none of it is hard. The hardest part is probably the curves on the piping, but you don't have to do the piping. But if you've never done it, I would encourage you to do it. You'll see. You'll see. So the Brunella by Shambala. Go get the pattern and let's make it together. Thanks for watching. Be sure to click thumbs up. Hi everyone, this is Barbie with Jeannie's Designs, and I'm getting ready to do the Brunella by Shambala. Here's a picture of it. You'll in the clip before this, you'll see the finished product. So, but here's a front picture of the pattern. I'm gonna say that this is probably an intermediate bag, and that's probably what she calls it. I haven't made it yet as of recording of this, but just keep in mind, any bag, no matter what the level of skill that the designer puts in it, you can do it as long as you take your time and go step by step. So there are a lot of pieces to this bag, and that sometimes can be intimidating for people. So again, just take your time and do it step by step and section by section, and you'll be able to do it. I am using this black from Fabric Therapy. It's very thick. It's leather-like. It's very thick. So I'm doing 2 handles, and I'm doing option B for the handles, which is a little narrower handle. And then I'm doing, for the grab handles, I'm doing option B as well that has a square ring on it. So I'm using a lot of black. I'm using some of the pink snake skin. And then for accent, I'm using this floral by Renata at Your Vinyl Source. Just a little bit of an accent. So that's basically, and my lining is some Luxe bonded nylon from, I believe it's either Wonderground or Fabric Therapy. I'm not sure. I'll look. So we're going to start with the handles and all the connectors. There is a ton of prep work. Don't skimp on that either. Take your time. Do all your centers. Measure all your lines, where things go, measure for your magnetic snaps, that kind of thing. Don't skimp on that. I would say the prep I've done is probably a couple hours already. Hour and 45 maybe. But cutting it out and prepping is probably a couple hours. So take your time, and I'll go over each piece as I do it. Let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, and this is what I'm using for my piping. I am going to do piping. We have 2 back handles and 2 front handles. The front handles have a buckle on them. And, oh, I didn't do this one. On the, I'm using option B, the narrower handle, and she gives you a template. And so the bottom portions of them end up being 3/4 of an inch. So you have to use the template to get it to that point. And so I am just going to trim these. It ends up being 1.5 inches on the 3/4 inch side. The rest of the handle for me is 1 inch. So take your time on that. She gives you pretty good directions in the pattern. Sammy does a great job with her patterns. Okay. Because I'm using 3/4 inch buckles. And so you could use 1 inch if that's all you had. Gets a little bulky down there, just FYI, I think. Okay. And for some reason, my template I didn't mark it down here, so I'll just show you what I did. So this is how I did it. Let me see what you can see. Hold on. Yeah. So I just put the template like this, and then I marked it so I knew where to cut. Okay. And you just want them to be even. I mean, if you make them, you know, a different size, just make sure it's even on both sides. And I'm going to check that so I know that I did it right. Okay, so this one is correct. Let me just make sure on this one I did it about the same distance. Yeah. Nope, this one isn't. So I'm just going to trim it a little bit more. Okay. All right. So on the back handles, I'm just going to leave them I'm thinking. Hold please. Let me think. Yeah, on the back handles, I'm just going to leave it 1 inch. So here's my 2 front handles, which I narrowed at the ends. And these 2, I am just going to leave 1 inch. They are sewn in to the back. This is going to be interesting to see if this is pretty thick vinyl, whether it'll stay down or not. And this one, you could actually do a 4-inch piece. I'm just doing it like the pattern. And she has you do it in 2 pieces and put them together. So either way is fine for this back handle. Now I'm going to do my other handles. So I'll probably do this on fast forward until we get them folded in. All right, so take your back handle, put some tape down the center. Don't do what I did originally. I did them individually, and there it's one piece. I don't know what I was thinking. So let's put it together. Matching up the sides as good as you can. If I was going to do this again, I would do a 4-inch piece. It's just easier. There's no need to do 2 pieces, really. Okay, but we're going to do it because that's what it called for, and that's how I cut it. Okay, here we go. Very thick. This stuff's very thick. It's great stuff, but it is not domestic friendly. I wouldn't even attempt it on my Brunella. Okay. It's perfect. All right. So that's the back handle. Now let's do the exact same thing with the front handle with the narrow end. So we'll see how good I did on getting them even. I'm a little nervous about this part. Let's see. Let's see. Oh my. This sounds pretty good. Not too bad. Not too bad. Okay. Let's do it. It's coming out a little. That's the problem with using 1/4 inch. 1/2 inch really holds it better. Okay, so now we're going to do our little, what are these called? These are called the strap loop. So this is just one piece that I'll cut into 2, and I made it out of the thinner vinyl because this is a small, tiny little guy. I think it ends up being not even a 1/2 inch, really. We'll see. Very sticky. Just to hold your strap in. And you honestly don't have to do this piece, but I think it's a good idea, so we're going to try it. buckles before, but I rarely use any strap loops, you know, to hold the strap. The buckles are really decorative. So we'll see. All right, let's cut that in two. And then we're going to put those right sides together. I'm going to move this out of the way for a minute. Right sides together, and then we're going to do the seam allowance that she tells you in the pattern. Very interesting. Let me check that. Hold on a second. Yeah. Let's do the other one. I'm not sure I like these, but I'm just being honest. We'll see. All right. Burn any loose threads. You don't want any extra little threads showing. And then we're going to trim this to about 1/8. Then we're going to turn it right side out. Now, I am so glad I used this thinner vinyl. I'm not convinced, so we'll see. So that's all it is. It's just a simple little loop that our straps will go down into. And this one I don't like. It's coming loose. So let me, I'm going to redo this one. So hold on. All right. So for the handle connectors, I'm going to do option B, and so they're going to, this is one piece, but it's going to end up being 4 connectors. So it's just a 2-inch piece, and we're going to fold it into the center, and then we'll cut them into 4 pieces. There's my little baby loops. I'm not convinced that I'm going to use them. We'll see. Okay, let me get this lined up. Let's do our little strap connectors, handle connectors. Alright, let's cut this in half. And then we'll cut each piece in half again. They're small little connectors, so don't be alarmed by that. They're little. So you should end up with 4 if you're doing option B. So, let me grab my square rings. square ring on. Make sure your little connector piece is down inside. You don't want that on the outside. And then we'll sew these short ends together so they don't come apart. Do a little chain stitching. One more. All right, we'll just leave those together until we're ready to use them. So you should have 4 little connectors. All right, so let's put all this in our little bucket with our hardware. The next thing we're going to do is the 2 buckle connectors. This is a very long, this is going to be a long video. I'll try and speed it up where I can and where it makes sense. So these are, I think these are 1.5 pieces. They end up being 3/4 for our buckle connectors, which makes sense. Yep. These you do not stitch because we're going to stitch these on. Okay, so if they don't stay, then just put some clips on them so they stay together. So there's one. And I think we do put some tape on here and mark where our buckle goes. So, I'm going to get the pattern piece and we'll do that. Okay. Okay, so the hole for the buckle goes right here and right here. And then tape, let me see, goes, grab my tape. So up from that end, opposite of where your buckle hole goes, up a certain distance, and then down from the top. She tells you all the measurements, so just like that. I'm just going to make sure that my holes are in the same spot, and they are not. Let me do this. That one's accurate. This one is not. Okay, so now those are ready. All right, next step. All right, so these are the handles, the short handles, and this is done exactly like the other handles, except there's no tapering on these. There's 2 pieces per handle. We're going to put them wrong sides together, and we are going to stitch them down each side. So I will do this on fast forward. All right, so let's do the flap. I did do my handles and I put my strap ends on both ends. That vinyl is very thick, so it was a good thing I did it off camera because it was a little bit of a struggle. I was on the struggle bus for a few minutes, but I conquered it. So there, that's what I say. Okay, I did already put my tag on here, so now we're just going to sew around this at the seam allowance in the pattern, which is not a big seam allowance, just FYI. Oh, and I gotta put my magnetic snaps on. That's okay. We can do it before we close it up. I already marked for them, but I just forgot to put them on. Okay, here they are. Oh, this is a rivet. Hold on, I need to go get my other snaps. Okay, so I marked for those, and I am not using rivet magnetic snaps. I don't want the buttons showing on the outside, so that's why I had to go get some of my other prong magnetic snaps. Don't go through the... Oh, I marked those on the wrong side. They need to be on this side. Hold, please. Okay. Just make sure it's on the opposite side. I almost put them on the wrong side where my tag is. That's a front. I suppose it would have been fine. But these need to be on the inside of your flap. Not to the outside. It wouldn't snap to anything. Now I'm going to get a couple little pieces of Decaville Light. Since there's no interfacing on this side. All right. We'll go ahead and put these through. And this is what I'm using is the male portion. The one with the little knobby. It would be much easier to do this. I'm just going to turn it right side out. Before you sew it together, just FYI. Okay. There's one. And here's the other. Add our little piece of Decaville. Then our washer. And then I will also cover these with a piece of fleece or foam, whatever works. Okay, I'm just going to get it on there, and then we'll turn it back out because I need to trim my seams. Goodness gracious, Barb. You're making it very difficult on yourself. Doesn't have to be that hard. All right, I'm going to get my pinking shears and go around the edges here. All right, finally, now I did the pinking shears. Let's turn it right side out. Then we'll insert our Decaville, or you could use Peltex, whatever works for you. And just get your seam out good and even. I'm going to use my little tool here. Okay, and I am going to put my Decaville in first, then I'm going to top stitch. That's my plan. Anyway. Okay. There we go. Let's top stitch it. And then you can close the top. Hold on. All right, so take your front slip pocket lining piece A, and you're going to fold it wrong sides together just like this. And we're going to take our front panel bottom, and I already found my centers, and we're going to attach that centered. And just keep in mind, this front panel bottom is slightly smaller on top. And we're going to stitch up and around the top. On the sides. And over. And back down. You're not stitching across the bottom because we're actually going to trim the vinyl out. I know, it feels weird. Okay, so we're going to turn that over and we're going to trim this vinyl out. Just reducing the bulk. You're leaving both of your lining pieces there. I know. So this is a pretty nice piece. So you could use it for something else. I don't know what, but I wouldn't throw it away. That's just me. Okay, so there's your lining piece. That's what it looks like. Isn't that weird? All right. Now, let me find my other pieces. Hold on. All right, then take your front slip pocket exterior and your front slip pocket lining B, and we're going to attach those right sides together at the top. This is very unique. Trust the process. That's what I say. Okay. And we're going to sew that together with the seam allowance in the pattern. Okay. Then we're going to lift that up with the lining on top, and we're going to top stitch on the lining with that seam underneath there. Okay. Then we're going to fold this down to meet the wrong sides. Very interesting. Hold on. All right, so now we're going to, on our front pocket bottom, we need to add our magnetic snaps, and they're noted on the pattern. So these are the female portions right here. Right there. And right there. And I'm just using a piece of Lux Fuse or Decaville. Either one works. Put my washer. And then I will cover that with a piece of self-adhesive fleece. There we go. There we go. Now bring this down. Wrong sides together. Okay. Let me see something. Yeah, you want to top stitch here now. Okay, then we are going to attach it centered on top of our pocket that was already there. Just like that. Okay. And we're going to stitch down the sides and on the bottom. Very unique. And you've just created a slip pocket. Huh. Without a lot of bulk here. So there you go. Isn't that nice? That's a big slip pocket. All right, next. All right, so now we are going to lay our buckle connectors right on that line on our pockets. Let me see. And you want to get it right centered, so you, actually that's pretty good. And we're going to sew, this doesn't seem even to me. Hold on, there we go. We're going to sew up and across and back down. That's right. Here we go. And across. One more tiny stitch. There we go. And back down. That covers the raw edge of that slip pocket. Okay. All right, let's do this next one. All right, so mark from your back panel middle where your handle goes. And I'm using option B for the connectors, so I'm putting these little guys on. It's going to be really thick. I'm a little worried, but just like that. So I'm going to base those on. I'm going to get that out of the way. Base this other one on. Okay. Now take your front panel top, which that's not it. Here it is, the front panel top. And I already marked on here where my fold down is going to go, so that needs to go on the bottom. And we're going to attach that here and sew that on. This is going to be interesting because my little faux leather is very thick. I might have to use my hump jumper, which I rarely use. Let's see. What is the seam allowance? Whoops. It's not a big seam allowance. Okay. I'm just going to go really slow. trouble. Then we're going to fold that up and top stitch on the bottom. Yeah. Cut. I'll get that in a second. Perfect. Okay. Now, let me read on. Okay, don't forget to put your flap on. Let's do that next. So I centered everything and it goes right there. And we're going to stitch across that. I think I was supposed to put this on a while ago. That's okay. Here we go. No harm done. Okay. I think we're supposed to, they don't have you top stitching this down. Let me take these off and see what it looks like. So I don't like the raw edge showing here, so I'm going to fold it down. No, I'm not. I'm just going to leave it. Let me check. Hold on. All right, so full disclosure on this flap, you should have put this on when you attached your lining piece, so no raw edges would show. I'm going to leave it. It's not too bad. And this one's for me, or I'll sell it as a sample. So it's fine. It's fine. So we're going to put that aside for now. Then you're going to grab your back panel bottom, which has a lining and an exterior, and put double-sided tape on top, across the top. Okay. I'm going to leave that right there. Take your back zipper pocket lining and also add double-sided tape across the top. Then take your zipper, which should be a certain length, and I'm doing the short zipper tabs, and we're going to stitch across the folded edge. Very unusual how she does this. So it's the folded edge, not the raw edge. Okay, and then we're going to trim off the excess. Let's just do them both, and then we'll trim it. And just use her measurement for your zipper tape. Okay. Now we're going to lift up the top piece, and we're going to trim the other side of that zipper and the zipper. So just like that. So that's what's left. Smart. Get rid of a lot of bulk. Okay. Now we cut our zipper, so let's burn the edges of our zipper. Okay. Just like that. Pretty amazing. All right, now we want to take our exterior back panel bottom with the double side tape. Oops. Okay. And we're going to lay our zipper. Oh, gosh. Hold. I didn't put my zipper. Pull on. Hold. All right. It's not the end of the world. I haven't done that in a very long time. So I just took this end off and put my zipper pull on. So now we're going to lay this right sides down. Let me find my zipper. Center. And I'll just mark it. Okay. Right side down. Attach it with that double-sided tape. Okay. So we're done with that piece. Oh, oops, that's that piece. All right, then we're going to take our top. Let me find it. Hold on. All right, so now take the lining back panel bottom, and these two are the same size, and I just realized they're the same size. Okay, and we're going to lay that centered on top of our zipper, so creating that zipper sandwich. And then we're going to sew that together at the seam allowance in the pattern. Your seam allowance varies a little bit, so you're going to have to just pay attention to each step. Okay, perfect. Then we're going to flip that over, bring those wrong sides together, and top stitch underneath that zipper. So that's what you should have. Love it. Now we are going to take the back zipper pocket lining, which is a little bit bigger piece, and we're going to lay that right on top on the unsewn edge of the zipper. If I can get my double side tape off. Okay, so you can't get it off there, just take it off and put it on your zipper, because most of the time it's easier to get it off the zipper tape. Let's see. Yeah, much easier. Okay, let's lay that right side down. And sew that together at the seam allowance. Find my zipper pull. Okay. What? Hold that up. All right, so take your back panel middle that we put tape on. We put our lining right sides together with our other lining. And now we're going to attach our back panel middle right side down on the front. Okay. A lot of tape. And we're going to sew that together at the seam allowance in the pattern. Right, now we're going to fold that up, and we're going to top stitch with that seam underneath the, match the lower edge of the back zipper with the edges of the exterior, yeah, okay. And top stitch on that middle piece. With that seam underneath there. It doesn't want to go up. But that's where it needs to go. Oh, I ran out of bobbin. Oh, please. Okay. It's always the most inopportune times you run out of bobbin, but that's okay. Always check your bobbin before you top stitch. Can't even tell. Good. Okay. Now, because I'm doing the handles, I'm going to add my handles here with my square rings. And we're going to add our back handle. Okay, let me grab that piece. So here it is. There's for my little handle connectors. And then this is where my handle goes. It's really hard to get it because it's upside down. Here, let me do this. There we go. Okay. Let's base those in place here. And here. And that goes over a little more. There we go. And then let's grab one of our shorter handle that we didn't taper. So that's this one. And do I have a right or wrong side? No. That goes here. Okay, I'm going to base those on before I put my upper lining on. Very thick. Trying to find my mark. There we go. Yeah, I wouldn't do this for handles again. It's way too thick. It's working out fine, but it's going to be nice in the end, but it's very thick. Okay. Now, take your back top panel, and again, we have a line there. That needs to go on the bottom. And we're going to attach that centered. Alright, let's sew that on. at the seam allowance. Okay. Not bad. Okay, now we're going to pull that up and top stitch across the bottom. Let me see, there's just a tiny little thread there. There we go. Okay. Seam allowance going down towards the bottom. Just go slow. Alright. Now I'm going to put rivets here, 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 and here. I'll do that off camera. Okay, so let's stitch our pocket all the way around so it doesn't go moving on us. I'll just start over here. Just an 1/8 inch. Okay, let's make sure we caught it. Yep. Okay. So I did put rivets on my handle and my square rings so that now those will be secure. All right, next step. All right, let's put our feet on, and I just marked it. I'm only using 5 feet as opposed to 6. So I just centered the middle one. And I am using an extra little piece of Deckerville Heavy. And I'll do this on fast forward. So there's nothing secret about these feet. I do sell these on my website. All right, so a couple things. I did put the foam on the back of my front and my back piece. Now I am going to go ahead and do these buckle connectors. And I'm just folding them down. The little keeper goes in between. And then I'm not going to sew it. I'm going to just use 2 rivets. Oh, I think this one's on, no, that's fine, yeah. So I'm going to put 2 rivets here. There and there. And the same over here. Here and here. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. Just make sure this underneath piece goes down far enough and that it's even before you punch your hole. Okay, so there's 1. And here's 2. All right, let's get some rivets. And I'm using some long rivets only because I'm using this black is so thick. Probably don't need to. So just like that. Then this will just be down here and I'll be able to put my strap through it. Yeah. I may actually cut that strap keeper off. I'm not 100% sold on it. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, where'd my... Yeah, in fact, I don't like it. We'll see. Let me just get these on and then we'll decide. There's 1. And 2. All right. Goodness gracious. Yeah, I'm going to cut off the strap keepers. They're just in the way and they don't look good. I don't like them. Yeah, don't like it. I didn't get my holes punched all the way. Let's try that again. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna cut that off. It's cute, but it doesn't, I don't like how it looks. So we're taking it off. Now I'm gonna go, yeah. Let me go punch these rivets. All right, so I did those, and I like it without the strap keeper. It's good. So now we're going to do some top stitching on our base all the way around, and I'll pull that thread to the bottom. All right, let's attach our bottom. And just note the seam allowance because it's different. Okay. And let's sew that on. Let me just verify. Yep. Okay. There we go. Okay, and then we're going to turn that and top stitch. So fold that down and top stitch on the bottom. Yeah, my materials are way too thick. Choose your materials wisely. Let's add it to the back. All right, so now I'm going to do the piping. So I just have this little cording. I don't even remember where I got it, anything about it, honestly. And I have my piping strips, which I put double-sided tape down the middle so that my piping will stay there while I sew it together. So I'm just going to put it right down the center. You could use 1/4 inch, but I honestly find that the 1/4 inch doesn't hold my piping very well. I don't know. Just what I've found. And I don't go all the way to the end with my piping. And then I burn it just a little because this stuff frays. Alright, so then I'm going to put that together with some clippies. And we're going to sew it. Now I do have a piping foot for this machine. My fabricator thumper. So I may get it out. This first sew doesn't need to be close. It just needs to keep it together while I get ready to put it on my side pieces. I wasn't going to do piping because my side pieces are the black and they're very thick. But I thought, you know what, let's try it. Let's give it a try and see how it goes. So here, we're going to just get as, I'm going to change my foot. Hold on. Okay. So I did one. I hadn't used my piping foot in a while, so I wanted to try it. It actually makes fantastic piping. Very close. So let's do this other one. This is a 1/4 inch piping foot for my thumper. I have this and I used to use it all the time for like pillows and cushions. And it works beautifully. And on this step, you don't really need to get this close, but I decided I'd just go ahead and do it. Okay. Now, when you put it on the side pieces, you also want the piping foot on. All right, so let's grab one of our side pieces. And we need to mark down from the top a certain distance. And I got to go figure that out. Let's see what she says. Oh, it's on the pattern piece. Okay. Let me find the pattern piece. So I think rather than show you the piece, I'll just measure. Yeah. And this is typical. That measurement really isn't a secret. It's about 1 1/4 inches down from the top. That's pretty typical when you're adding piping to start and stop. 1 inch to 1 1/4 inches is pretty standard. So I'm just going to mark both of them. Okay. And let's start with one. And you want to fold them, and I typically will do just a little snip, just like that, so that when I fold it, it'll fold like this. So I'm going to clip it, and then we'll worry about the fold. Because we're going to clip that, we're going to need to clip the corners too. On the piping. To get a nice curve. Just like any corner. That's all it takes. It's just a little clip. I typically don't do piping. It just depends on the bag. And this is this bag is really a labor of love because it's a long bag. Okay, so that's what you have. Now, when we start, we're going to fold this down, and here we're also going to fold it down. Let's do it. And you really want to start and stop at the same spot. So your mark. Oh yeah, piping got caught there. There we go. All right, let's do it now. Sorry, that was very loud. Just go slow around your corners. This is going to look so nice, though. The pink on the black. It's really worth it to have a piping foot. I will say that too. You can use a zipper foot, and I did for a very long time until I budgeted for a piping foot. I don't remember how much they are, but they're nothing about sewing machines is cheap. Just saying. All right, let's cut it here, right there. Okay. Cut off your excess piping. And I need to get this at the same level. Let's see. There we go. Perfect. So there you go. Doesn't that look good? Nice. All right, let's do the other one. Okay. So this is a little challenging because it's a big bag. So you take I did put foam on the back of my side pieces too. So we're going to put our pieces right sides together. And I'm going to use these little guys, these little clips. I think they'll hold better. And then we're going to bring this up to the top after I clip my corners. Let me clip my corners. You already clipped your piping, so I'm actually just going to clip my side piece. You don't have a huge seam here, so just be aware of what you're clipping. And I'm going to go ahead and do my other piece just while I'm here. Because you're going to have to do it anyway. Okay. So bring that up to the top. Use as many clips as you need to. These are really nice to have because they hold very well. Takes an army of clips to do bags anymore, you know. Just making sure you can see. Okay, do the other side. I'm hoping she ends up making these in a little bigger size. They're from Jackson Low, JaxnL. So I'm hoping, if she's watching, it fits perfectly if you just clip your corners. It really does. Okay. Let's see how we do. So again, you do not have a big seam allowance here, so just be aware. And I'm using my piping foot to even start. And then when I get to my piping, I'll be able to feel it. Even though there's a lot of thickness here, I think it'll be fine. We'll see. And as you go around the curve, you're going to have to lift your bag up. So I don't know how much you're going to be able to see. Let me change cameras. So I think it's going to completely block you if I left it on the other one. I'm just going to take a gander. Oh my. That looks really good. Take your time. Very visible. All right, let's take a gander. This side we'll be able to see pretty good. Oh my gosh, you guys. Look how good that looks. Can you see it? I mean, the piping fit makes all the difference. I'm just going to say. All right, let's get the other side. Let's start on the other side. And I'll do all the clipping on fast forward. Okay, I'm just going to turn it. And then if we have to turn it back, we'll turn it back. I think it's okay. Oh, that is not gonna, this is the bad side. Yeah. So let me show you. You can see right here, I missed it. Let me see what you can see. Right there. So we got to turn it and fix that. It's really just on this side. This side could be a little closer, just around the curve. So, yeah. This side is not good. I could tell that I was kind of missing that. So we're going to turn it back out, wrong side out. And we're going to fix it. All right, we're going to fix it. And I'm just going to do those corners again. And I'm really going to feel for my piping. I know it's really hard to see. Oh, I think that's going to be better. Let me put my hand in there. That might help me. There we go. Yeah, it's still snug right there. So I'm going to just do it this side. Yeah. Okay, let's try this side. Again, actually, let me try it from this way. So I can put my hand in there. Yeah, let's do it. You gotta feel for your piping. You can't go on top of your piping. That kind of defeats the whole purpose of your piping. Yeah, there we go. Oh, I think that's better. Yeah. All right, let's turn it right side out. So it's worth it. I mean, that I wouldn't have been happy with that at all. So you can see here how much better that looks, and even you can't even hardly see anything on this side. Yeah, and this side is better too. Okay, you guys, this is a little beast. I told Tony this is a beast of a bag. Very cute. Very pretty. All right, next step. All right, we're going to do our zipper pocket, internal zipper pocket now. Put some tape and add your zipper right side down. Right sides together, yep. Okay. And then we need our lining zipper pocket. Am I missing a piece? Oh, here it is. Lining zipper pocket, which is a little bigger piece. So just FYI. I need more tape. More tape. Okay, and my zipper pull is closing to the left. We're going to sandwich all this together. Stitch that together, and I put my narrow foot back on. I just prefer it. And we're going to fold that wrong sides together and top stitch underneath. Very interesting. For an interior zipper pocket. I like it. Oh, So now we bring this and we're going to bring this up to the top. That can't be right. Let me check. So now we're going to put some tape on the wrong side of the zipper pocket. And so your lining zipper pocket, that's the bigger piece, this one in the back, we're going to pull up to the wrong side of the zipper. And line it up across the top. Okay, and then take your lining top and lay it sandwiched on there. And sew that together. Very interesting. I don't think I've done a pocket like this before. And then we're going to fold that up and top stitch on the top. Okay. I like it. Okay. So you have a completed pocket there. Very interesting. All right, now let me close put my zipper in the middle and close using my little zipper jig from Myth Leather. Works perfectly, just perfectly. Now grab all your little side pieces. Hold on a second. All right. Take your side panels and we're going to attach those. Very interesting. Make sure you're catching your pocket back here. I had tape down here. I'm not sure why. Let's just take it off. And then we're going to sew that together. Seam allowance in the pattern. Not big seam allowances. Just make sure you caught it. Turn that over and you're top stitching on your side piece. Now this piece in the middle, you could have made with your external pieces, your exterior vinyls or leather. I just decided, because I had so much of the heavy black vinyl, that I wasn't going to do that. And I'm kind of glad I didn't, because that exterior piece is very thick. Okay. Now we're going to repeat that. With the other side. And I'll do that on fast forward. There you have your lining. Let me pull this up just a hair. Okay, there we go. Nice. That's what it looks like from the back. Next step. Okay. I wasn't going to do the double pocket piece, but I changed my mind. I am going to do it. So it's just like a regular slip pocket. So that's what we're going to do. So wrong sides together. And we're going to sew across the top. And then we're going to add a accent piece. And we'll sew it into the other side. She calls it a double pocket piece. It's a slip pocket. That's what most of us refer to. Okay. And then you have your top piece. The line down the middle, double-sided tape on both. I shouldn't have used this black, but I'm going to go with it for today. Fold that over. Okay, and we'll stitch across that. I'll probably do 2 rows since this is thicker than most. Okay, let's do another row. We're almost there, guys. We're getting there. All right. Now take your middle lining main panel center, and then we're just going to put it wherever we want. Let me just make sure. Yeah, it's this way. Let me make sure. Or is it this way? Nope, it's that way. Okay. And let's put this on. Oh my goodness, I'm dropping pieces like crazy. I'm just going to put it where it feels good to me. Right there. I don't know why it's so much wider. Let me just make sure. Nope, I didn't. It's your wrong side. It goes like this. Interesting. Okay. We'll just have to trim it off. I'm not worried about it. Actually, I need to go up because it is going to get in my seam here where I'm trying to, yeah. I want it above where my boxed corners go. That'll work. So the only thing I did was I folded this the wrong way, my slip pocket. It's fine. It's all good. All good. We'll just trim it off and it'll be fine. Sometimes you just have to go with the flow, you know? That's what I'm doing today. All right, let's trim off the excess. It's just not as deep of a pocket, that's all it is, which is okay with me. All right. Now we're going to repeat the steps with our side panels. So this side goes over here. And this side goes on the other side, obviously. Orb. Obviously. All right, let's sew those together. We'll turn and top stitch. Put that seam underneath. And repeat. Okay, I am going to just divide this into a pen pocket and a bigger pocket. Okay. Nice. Pen pocket and a bigger pocket. Nice. Next step. All right, let's add our zipper. We're going to do our zipper panel. And we're going to fold our, do a 90-degree. Turn. This one needs to go down. You just want to make sure that your 90-degree turns are even. There we go. And just do a couple of basting stitches. That's what I do. Whoa. Not like that. No need to go that fast, Barb. That was funny. And let's do that on the other side. A little slower this time. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Just like that. And I am going to trim off my excess on the sides. And then I cut my zipper tape, so we're going to just give that a little burn. And that's what you have right there. All right. Let's take our zipper panels, and I just left them all one piece after I put the tape on. So let me just cut them apart. We're going to fold all those ends down. Okay, and I'll do this on fast forward, just folding these ends down. Add some double-sided tape. And we're going to add that just shy of the end, right side down. I'm not sure why she has you do such a long zipper. Maybe I misread it. It's entirely possible. Seems long. Add some more double-sided tape, and we're going to add our lining piece. sandwiched on top. You could clip these. You don't always have to use double-sided tape. I personally think it's easier. Just make sure the ends are lined up. And this one is a little short. So that's the beauty of taping these down. You can untape it and make it even, so it's nice and even. Yeah. Perfect. Now let's sew that together. Pull those wrong sides together, and if you want to clip this just a little bit so it's not as bulky on both ends, I think it helps myself. Just a little, doesn't need to be much. So just like that. Now put them wrong sides together. And let's top stitch and baste. Nice. And we'll repeat that on this other side. All right, so now we are going to add our zipper. Now I always add it if there's a zipper pocket. I want my exterior zipper pocket and my lining zipper pocket to go the same way. So I'm going to add it onto my zipper pocket first. And so I found the center of my zipper panel, and it is right side up. And we're going to baste that in place first. You could tape it. I've used a ton of tape here. So, 1/8 of an inch, just basting in place. Make sure all your zipper pulls are out of the way. Then we're going to add our top contrast band. And these ends have a slight slant. In the slant, the smaller slant goes up. It's so slight that if you do it the wrong way, it's not going to make a big difference. It's very slight, but it's there. Okay, and then we're going to sew that on at the seam allowance, which is small. Make sure all your zipper pulls are out of the way. The other thing you can tell, you probably can't see it, but my fold down line for my drop-in lining is right on this bottom side too. Okay. Then we are going to fold that up and top stitch on the lining with the zipper going up. So your zipper panel's going up and your seam that you just created is down. Just go slow because it might be thick depending on your materials. Oh, I knew I was getting low on bobbin. This is definitely a 3 bobbin bag. Just FYI. If you're using Tech 70, that is. Let's do it again. It'll be hidden, so it's not a big deal. I haven't been very good about checking my bobbin before top stitching this go round. Bad girl. Okay, beautiful. Now I'm going to separate my zipper plackets because we're going to repeat on the other side. Oops, and I need to find my center. On both of these. All right. Right side up. Now, before I baste this in place, I always, because I've done it so many times, will check to make sure I got it on correctly, and meaning that my zipper starts and stops on the same side when I put them together, and it does. Always very important. I've done it so many times, it's almost embarrassing. Basting. Okay, let's add our top contrast band with the line that you pre-made on the bottom. It's our drop-in lining marking. I will finish this over on Thor for the top stitching and putting it together. Let's turn it and top stitch. Yeah. Thought I missed a piece, but I didn't. Guys, we're on the home stretch. Okay, so we're ready to put the linings together. Just clip your zipper out of the way, and we are going to do the sides, the bottom, and then box our corner. I have a little extra on my little bottom pieces here. And you want to match up your top piece here. And then go down. Pay attention to what she says about the seam, because we're going to start and stop with the same seam allowance, but in the middle we're going to make it a little wider, like double. So just keep that in mind. A little extra here on the top. And then we'll box our corners. I don't know what she says about the bottom seam. Oh yeah, okay. So bigger seam allowance on the bottom too. Okay. So start at your normal seam Now I'm going to put some tape here. I don't have a lot of confidence that it is going to stick just because this is so thick, but we'll see. Maybe it will. And then on our line, we're also going to add some double-sided tape for our drop-in. It's easier to do it now. I should have done it on the outside before I turned it too, but that's okay. That'll be okay. All right, let's box our corners down here on the bottom. This is your bigger seam. Let's trim that. And do the other one. All right, so we have tape all around the edges, and I folded my sides open. Now we're just gonna take the tape off and fold that down. I'll be shocked if my tape will hold this, so I'm going to clip it. Just till I can get over to Thor, especially these corners. It might hold it. I don't know. We'll see. It might hold it. I mean, this is holding the tape. We'll see. I'm going to clip it anyway. I don't want to have to mess with it again, so I'm just going to clip it. And then we're going to repeat this with our exterior. Then we'll put it together and top stitch it on Thor. Let's see. Looks pretty good. Okay. Very nice. Let me grab my exterior. And I'll do this on fast forward because I didn't even add my tape yet. Just FYI, this would be so much easier to do before you turn it right side out. Just FYI. I'm just saying. I didn't do it. I forgot. Okay. This isn't too bad. It's just awkward, so it would be much easier if I had done it before I turned it right side out. But, you know, sometimes the best laid plans don't always work how you'd like them to. And I'm just clipping my corners because where it meets the black, it's pretty thick. All right. Not too bad. All right. Let's put it inside, and I want my zipper pocket to be in the back, and then we will clip them together. So you want your center to be on your center of your side. So I'm just gonna look at that real quick to make sure it's centered. And I actually will just do a tiny little mark. Oops. Can't tell what's the center. There we go. So your center seam on your lining needs to match the center on your exterior. And you know what I might do? I'm going to use some of these clips. It'll hold it better. And it will also squish it. Yeah. Good. Squish it is a very technical sewing term. Very technical. There we go. Let's do this side and mark it. And match that center seam. I'm just getting that mark off because if I leave it, it'll stay forever. Squish it. All right, let's clip it all the way around. It fits perfectly. Very impressed with the size. This side is a little bigger, so I'm going to have to squish it as I go. There we go. Oh, a clip broke. Let's get that out of there. All right. Let me go and get Thor ready. Okay, here we go. You're going to have to make sure, I'm going to get rid of my table. That your zipper panel is down. So I'm going to start on the back corner over here. Hold your threads like crazy, Barb. Let me pull them a little. There we go. Yeah, this handle is really in my way. I'm going to see if I can throw it in my, there. See if that helps me. All right, hold your threads. There we go. I'm going to pull them to the inside. There's my little basket. Okay, So I'm on my corners. I can't go slow, so I'm gonna just keep going. Not bad at all. Okay, good. There we go. Thor, you're a charm and a half. Okay. Fold your zipper placket down. Make sure your square rings are down flat. Almost there. Yeah, Thor's not having any trouble with the stiffness of this black at all. Okay, I'm going to pull this thread to the inside. I can see it. There we go. Okay. Fold your zipper placket down. Oh my gosh, there is a tiny little pucker right there, but it's under the handle, so I'm gonna be okay with that. Oops, just threw that on the floor. Let's make sure I caught it all the way around, and I did. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. Yeah. Okay. Let's tie this off. Trying to get all my pieces. There we go. Make them the same length. So much easier. And let's tie it off. All right. Not bad. Oh my gosh, guys. Oh, I just hit myself in the nose. Oh my. Oh. All right, let me do the next step. Guys. This bag is a labor of love. It turned out beautiful. So I added my handles with rivets, and I had, for this vinyl, this faux leather, I had to use long rivets, but they turned out very cute. They're just little grab handles. They're not meant to be long. I like the fact that they fold down. They're not in my way. The other two handles, obviously the ones on the back we had already sewn in, but these I put in through my buckle, and then I put a little strap in on. Oh my gosh, so cute. Then the last thing I did was just add a zipper end. This is a cute bag. It's not a fast bag. So you have your zipper placket in the front. you have your flap with a nice big pocket. And this is supposed to be down in the seam, so it is what it is on this bag. And then you have a huge zipper pocket, the whole width of the bag here. Huge, fully lined. And then on the inside, you have 2 slip pockets. One is a pen pocket, and then you have a nice, huge zipper pocket here. And it just fits beautifully. The Brunella by Shambala. Okay, so what would I do different? Number one, I would not use this faux leather. It's too thick. And you can't skive it because it's vinyl. It's really vinyl, but it's just faux leather. Very pretty. The binding or the piping turned out gorgeous. Just gorgeous. And just a pop of this floral. I mean, so I would not use this faux leather. That's the one thing. Other than that, I probably wouldn't change anything. The faux leather is too thick for this bag. It just made everything very thick because I used it here. I used it for all the straps, and then I used it for the top. But this wasn't bad. You know, it's a drop-in lining, so it wasn't bad at all. But I'd go a little thinner materials. Normal vinyl would be fine, but this is just too thick. I like the buckles. It just gives it a nice, different look on the front. I like the square rings here. That needed to happen. I like that. I would do the piping again. And you could do the buckles on the back, just like on the front, but I don't think it needs it. Look how cute it is, though. And it's got purse feet on the bottom, and it sits beautifully. Look at that. I love it. This might be, I don't know if I'm going to keep it or I'm going to sell it. It'll be sold as a sample, mainly because of the flap raw edge here on the inside. But other than that, there's nothing wrong with it. All right. Thanks for watching the Brunella by Shambala. Go get the pattern and make it. This one will be for sale on my website. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.